earth has a quiet magic. Few things capture this more than the humble mushroom. Cultivating them is a wonderful way to connect with the cycles of nature right within your own home. It is a sustainable practice, turning simple waste materials like straw coffee grounds into delicious, nutritious food. Beyond the simple joy of watching something grow, there is real potential for a small, profitable venture. Imagine turning a spare room, a corner of your garage, into a source of fresh, organic produce that people in your community will clamor for. This is not some far-fetched dream. It is an accessible and deeply rewarding journey that begins with a single, simple choice. When you are just starting out, it is best to choose a mushroom that is forgiving and eager to grow. Think of it like choosing a sturdy plant for a new garden bed. The oyster mushroom is a fantastic choice for any beginner. Pink, yellow, blue, they grow with remarkable speed on all sorts of materials. You are not just growing food, you are growing something beautiful. Their needs are straightforward. They produce generous flushes, which means you will have plenty to enjoy and to sell. This quick success is a marvelous confidence booster, spurring you on to try other varieties later on. Another brilliant contender for the novice grower is the lion's mane mushroom. It is a truly spectacular fungus, looking less like a traditional mushroom and more like a cascading white waterfall as its name suggests, a shaggy mane. It has a unique flavor, often compared to seafood, prized for its culinary properties, prized for its medicinal properties. Like the oyster, it is not overly fussy about its growing conditions. Starting with one of these reliable species sets you up for a positive experience. It allows you to learn the fundamental processes of cultivation without the added pressure of a particularly demanding variety. Ensuring your first foray into mycology is a triumphant one. The key is to start small and simple. Do not overwhelm yourself by trying to grow a dozen different types at once. Pick one, perhaps the humble yet prolific oyster mushroom, and dedicate your attention to understanding its life cycle. Read about it, watch how it develops, learn its preferences. This focused approach will teach you more than you can imagine. It builds a solid foundation of knowledge and practical skill. This first successful crop will be your greatest teacher, preparing you for the wonderful, wider world of fungi that awaits your discovery when you are ready to expand your horizons. Every mushroom needs a home, a source of nourishment from which it will spring. We call this the substrate. For our chosen beginner mushrooms, like the oyster, this can be something as simple as straw, hardwood sawdust, or even used coffee grounds. The beauty of this is its sustainability. You are taking a waste product and transforming it into a valuable resource. Think of the substrate as the soil in a garden. It must be prepared correctly to give your mushrooms the best possible start in life. The goal is to create a perfect meal for your mycelium, the vegetative part of the fungus, while eliminating any competitors. This brings us to a crucial step: pasteurization or sterilization. Your substrate is full of life, including other molds and bacteria that would love to eat the food you are providing for your mushrooms. We must give our chosen fungus a head start. For a material like straw, a simple hot water pasteurization works wonders. You simply submerge the straw in water, heated to around 70 degrees Celsius for an hour or so. This process is gentle enough to leave some beneficial microorganisms, but effective enough to kill off the most aggressive contaminants. It is a vital piece of hygiene that will save you a great deal of heartache later on. For other substrates, like sawdust supplemented with bran, a more thorough sterilization might be needed. This usually involves using a pressure cooker to heat the substrate to over 121 degrees Celsius for at least 90 minutes. This creates a completely clean slate, a blank canvas upon which only your mushroom spawn will grow. Whichever method you use, cleanliness is paramount. Think of it as preparing a nursery for a newborn. You would want everything to be spotless. Every bucket, every surface, and your own hands must be exceptionally clean to prevent unwanted guests from crashing the party. Once your substrate is prepared and cooled, you need to ensure it has the right moisture content. The ideal level is often described as being like a well-squeezed sponge. If you take a handful and press it firmly, only a few drops of water should emerge. Too dry, and the mycelium will struggle to grow. Too wet, and you risk creating a breeding ground for bacteria and anaerobic contaminants. Getting this balance right is a fundamental skill. It is this careful preparation, this attention to the details of the substrate, that truly lays the groundwork for a bountiful and healthy harvest. With your nutritious substrate prepared, it is time for the magical moment of introduction. This is called inoculation. Simply mixing spawn with substrate. Mushroom spawn is mycelium growing on a carrier, grain sawdust. You can purchase high-quality spawn online. Work quickly and cleanly. Wipe down your work surface with rubbing alcohol. Wear gloves. Minimize air currents by closing windows and doors. Break up the spawn. Crumble it with clean hands. Mix thoroughly into pasteurized straw or sterilized sawdust. Aim for even distribution. Pack the mixture into filter patch bags. Pack firmly. Not so tight you squeeze out the air. Now incubation, patience. Place inoculated bags in a dark, warm, undisturbed spot. Cupboard basement corner shelving unit covered with a dark cloth. Ideal temperature for most. Oyster Lion's mane around 20 to 24 degrees Celsius. No light needed. In fact, it prefers the dark. Your only job now is to wait and watch. Over the coming weeks, you'll see the white mycelium spread. Colonization, 2 to 4 weeks typically. You will witness the bag gradually turn from brown to bright white. Close-up of healthy mycelium. Resist the urge to poke or prod the bags. Simply let nature do its work. This patient observation is a core part of the gardener's craft. Once your substrate bag is completely white and colonized, the mycelium is ready for the final push. It is time to introduce fruiting conditions. This change tells the mycelium to make mushrooms. This involves a few simple triggers. Drop-in temperature, increased humidity, fresh air, indirect light. Fruiting chamber options. Large plastic tote with drilled holes, or cut a small X in the bag and mist with a spray bottle. Within a week or two, you'll see pins forming at the opening. Pins rapidly grow, often doubling in size every day. Keep high humidity, mist around the mushrooms, not on them, a few times daily. Provide fresh air. A small fan helps. Harvest at the right moment, when oyster cap edges flatten or curl up. Grab the cluster at the base and twist gently. The bunch should pop right off. It is a deeply satisfying feeling. After harvest, continue misting, and you may get a second, even a third flush. Once harvested, your mushrooms are ready for market. Local farmers market, nearby restaurants, subscription boxes for neighbors. Presentation matters. Package them in paper bags, cardboard punnets. Avoid plastic. It traps moisture. Emphasize locally grown, fresh, organic. People love to support local producers. Starting your own mushroom farm is more than just a project. It is a way to grow a small business, connect with your community, and participate in the wonderful, productive cycle of the natural world.